Ehm,
So DeepSeek is a company, a Chinese company, and what they have done last week is released a new series of models called DeepSeek R1. And these are a special class of large language models that are trained specifically for reasoning. So they're very, very good at mathematics, programming, and logic. And what's really exciting about these models is the first example we have of an open source model that is competitive or better than OpenAI's O1 model, which is currently one of the best models we have in the world. And so almost overnight, every AI developer in the world got access to kind of like PhD level intelligence that they could run at home. And this is a huge disruptor because now everyone can build on top of this, and there's no longer just a single company in the world that is able to produce this kind of high quality model. The DeepSeek R1 models are a major breakthrough for open source AI for a few reasons. The first one is that they have provided the first example of a model that is competitive with OpenAI's flagship model, O1. And this is a model that you can now run at home if you have the compute to do that. The second big breakthrough is that DeepSeek released a tech report detailing how they trained the model. And part of that recipe had a big innovation of using a method called reinforcement learning to teach the model how to reason without any human supervision. And this is kind of the holy grail of deep learning, is how can we kind of scale the learning of models or the improvement of models without having to have humans in the loop at every step. The third big thing is that these models are the fastest growing models we've seen on the Hugging Face Hub since Llama 1. So this model has been, the series of models that DeepSeek released have been downloaded around 3 million times in just a few days. And this is fairly unprecedented, which means that this model is going to be diffused throughout the whole world, which I think is going to be leading to very exciting applications. If you want to build an application in a company, you may not want to send your data to a provider like OpenAI or Anthropic. And so if you have access to an open source model, you can run this inside your company and your data never leaves the company. That's, I think, the one big disruptor for enterprise. What DeepSeek did, which was also very great, is they released the model with a very permissive license. So it's called an MIT license. This is commercially friendly. You can build on top of this. There are no restrictions. Just go build. So I think this is going to see a big shift of companies who were perhaps hesitant about sending data to the kind of commercial providers. Now they can run this themselves. What's very innovative about the DeepSeek R1 model is that they first of all showed that you can train these very impressive reasoning models without any human supervision. And this is a kind of big deal because the big bottleneck for anyone trying to build very capable language models has often been human annotations and having a huge amount of resources to have people label data and also to kind of quality check it. And so DeepSeek shows that for certain domains like mathematics and coding, you can do this with very little supervision, which is very impressive. Yeah, so I think the DeepSeek team has made a major breakthrough in finding ways to train language models more efficiently. And the amazing thing about open source is that they detailed this. So they actually released a paper last year explaining how they did this and how they were able to use an older version of NVIDIA's chips to train their models efficiently. So I think this is great for the whole community because once you know that you can train something more efficiently, you can do a couple of different things. One is you can do more experiments, which means you can explore more possibilities of what you would like the model to do, and that's I think great for the world to just be efficient at doing that. And so what I expect is going to happen is that despite what we've seen on the stock market with like the Nvidia stock, it's likely going to be a future where there's an even greater demand for AI applications and therefore for chips, because once you are more efficient, you can then just run more things. I think the impact on programming is going to be large, where developers are going to use this model to improve both their programming and to solve difficult programming problems. And then after this, I think what we will probably see in the coming weeks is people exploring the application of this model in domains like medicine, where it's not strictly the same as mathematics and programming, but being able to reason about difficult case problems is an important skill. And so I'm fairly excited to see how physicians or people working in medical research use this type of model to figure out, like, can you use it as an aid for doctors to get a kind of second opinion on their diagnoses.